Hey guys, hope you're doing well. If this is your first time here, then welcome. So this video is going to be all about my honest thoughts after using henna consistently in my routine for a full year. This whole year of henna went by really fast. I learned a lot, observed a lot of different things about my hair, and we are going to be jumping in with my experience with the two main reasons that a lot of people use henna. The first is for color change, and the second is for the health and scalp benefits that henna has been renowned for thousands of years at this point that a lot of people experience. So the first half of this video is going to be all about my personal main reason for using henna, and that is color change. If you guys have been subscribed to my channel, you know my whole saga with hair color. My hair is super delicate and sensitive when it comes to commercial hair dyes. I've used permanent color. I used to get my hair colored back in high school. I've had highlights, all over color, at home color, temporary color, rinses. But one thing that had remained consistent throughout that process is that the color wrecked my hair. We're talking dryness, breakage. So in the past 5 years or so, my grays have gotten very comfortable on my head. They're moving in fast and furious. So my hair, as you can see, is naturally very dark. And as you will see in my where we started portion of this video, my grays are not even gray. They are like the color of this shirt. They are snow white. So the contrast between my grays and my dark hair was super noticeable. So as they were coming in so quickly, especially in the front of my hair, they were starting to bother me more and more. So my main goal with henna was to cover up those grays. A lot of people would warn me over the years when I would talk about henna, it's gonna make your hair orange, it's gonna give you like auburn colored hair, all this other stuff, and ways to counteract that and make it blend in more with my dark hair. But the thing is, I was excited about the auburn. I've always loved hair color, which is why I experimented with it so much in the past, but it just didn't love me back. So I was actually excited to see what the henna, just in its pure form, not adding something to it to make it darker, but just what the henna would do to my grays. So as I mentioned, we're gonna start with where my hair all began before I started henna a year ago, and exactly what my gray situation would look like, so we can kind of see the before and after for where we are now. This was filmed last September before I started any henna whatsoever. As you can see, I have those snow white grays all throughout my hair. At this point, I had done 2 treatments total using the henna and aloe mask. I'd done a full henna treatment, just mixing it with water, and also I did a henna gloss, mixing it with a deep conditioner. So 2 treatments total right here. This is the day when I moved on to the Pro Strength henna. Right here is after a deep conditioning gloss with the Pro Strength, plus those 2 additional treatments with the henna and aloe mask. And then at this point, I used the Pro Strength henna mixed with water, and I'd had 4 treatments total of the henna, 2 with the henna and aloe mask, both as a conditioning gloss and as a full mask. And I did the same thing with the Pro Strength at this point. So 4 treatments total by the time we get to the straight hair portion. And I have done many treatments since this, and this was filmed back in January, so I'm excited to see what the color looks like when I straighten it in the next couple of months. Edges also have a ton of grays usually, but they are nowhere to be found. They are nice and colored now with that henna. And the funny thing is that growing up, this little section of my hair in the sun would almost turn like a, I don't know, goldy blonde. And it's kind of interesting that this is the first area where I started to really get my grays. And I just did a henna treatment 3 days ago. It went absolutely horrible. This one was a total fail, but we'll talk about that also in this video. But this is what my hair looks like now in the front, where I had the majority of those white grays. So I have a combination of lighting going on for this video. I have my little sad overhead light, I've got my little baby ring light, and I'm sitting in front of the front door to get some natural light. But as you can see, overall my hair reads as very dark still. My natural hair color hasn't really changed. You don't really see the overall effects of the color of the henna, except for if I'm in like direct sunlight or if the lighting inside hits it just right. Right now the henna looks the brightest overall on an overcast day outside, and that was on full display in my NYC vlog. filmed at the end of July, so at that point I had about 10 months of full henna buildup over multiple applications, and I felt like after using it consistently for so long, it was really starting to show in that type of lighting. So here are a few examples of what that color looks like depending on the lighting. Consistent schedule of how often I use my henna, but pretty much whenever those little silvery white grays start to become really obvious to me is when I'll do a treatment. So maybe every 1.5 to 2 months. And if you guys have seen both of my henna videos, which will be linked at the end of this video, you'll know that I used to alternate between henna glosses, which is mixing the henna with a deep conditioner and using it on my hair that way, or just doing a full henna treatment, which is when I'll just use the powder, mixing it into hot water and then just forming it into a paste. What I'm really concentrating on now is just those full force henna treatments. Since I'm using henna primarily for the color benefits, I find that I get my max color not mixing it with a deep conditioner. Just mixing that henna with the hot water gives me the best, most vibrant, long-lasting results. And you definitely can't, let me see if I can catch one of them. It's so hard in this booty lighting, but I have grays now that are like the length of my hair, and it's just so fun sometimes catch little threads of auburn throughout my hair from the hair that's been colored with the henna. Gone into my color experience with henna over the past year, we're to get into, I would say, is arguably the main reason that a lot of people use henna is the centuries revered hair and scalp benefits. If you remember me first starting to talk about Curly Proverbz henna, which is the brand of henna that I use, you know that I was absolutely sucked into my first purchase by how amazing the reviews were on her website. People were saying stuff like their hair had been absolutely transformed. At the time that I also was thinking about getting henna, I was also starting to dabble with thoughts of getting a texturizer. I made a video all about that last year as well that I'll link up here. So one of the reviews on this henna really spoke to me because someone said they had been having a lot of problems with manageability for their hair, and that after they used this henna, it was like they got a texturizer. Their wash day was so much easier, but their curls were still beautiful and intact, and I was just like, sign me up, yes please. So I put in my first big order, but you'll see things like this henna helped with hair loss. It took my hair from being completely damaged to how I have a whole new head of hair. It helped with scalp issues, frizziness is banished, my hair is thicker, longer, and henna affects people's hair in very different ways. A lot of people will warn you that henna will loosen your hair, and others will say that it helped to tighten their curl pattern. So it's very individual, the results you're gonna get. So all of that being said, what amazingness have I noticed in my hair after using henna for a full year? Well, not much. I was, as I mentioned to you guys, the color was what I was seeking. The color is what I was after, and any additional benefits that came with the use of using henna was just a bonus for me, was just a bonus. But with these amazing reviews, I was expecting a little something, and maybe I have experienced that. My main issues over the course of my natural life, you guys know if you've been with me, but detangling, my hair tangles like there's no tomorrow. My hair is naturally very dry. Another issue that I've had for years and years now is I have crown breakage that I have talk with you all about for so long on this channel, and I didn't really notice a big decrease in breakage. I might have noticed a small decrease. Often in the shower when I'm rinsing out product, going through my wash day routine, I'll have like little inch or so sections of curls that I have to stick up on the shower. So I've noticed a slight decrease in that. Maybe, thankfully, knock on wood, I don't have any issues with hair loss, so I haven't noticed the henna helping in that department. Same with scalp issues, I don't really have anything of note there. My hair is also naturally really thick, so I didn't really notice anything as far as increased thickness after using the henna for so long. So the main things, if any, that I was looking for was maybe the increased manageability, maybe helping me with detangling, helping my strands to become smoother. Haven't really noticed anything there. And a lot of people said they had a decrease in frizz, and my hair naturally is also very frizzy ever since I was a kid. Haven't really noticed anything in way of like my frizz changing. And as far as length goes, goes, length retention. My hair was pretty long when I first started the henna a year ago, and my hair's been pretty long for the majority of my life, so I didn't really notice an increase there. Some people said the henna helped to smooth out their ends dramatically to the point where they don't have to trim as much and they didn't have as many single strand knots to deal with. My single strand knots are still here in full force, and I'm actually due for a trim very soon. I make sure that with every single henna treatment I'm getting it on my scalp so that any of the benefits that I can possibly get as far as growth or just scalp health in general, I'm getting right there at the source to my scalp. So maybe it is doing something for the health of my hair and scalp overall, but it's not dramatic enough that I'm like really noticing. So the two products that I have from her are the Henna and Aloe Mask, as well as her Henna Pro Strength Powder. And as I mentioned earlier in the video, I have demos and reviews for using both of these products, both as henna glosses as well as using them as full henna masks. But to get the benefits of both, I would alternate between the two, and it became quickly apparent that I had a clear-cut winner over this past year, and that is the Henna Pro Strength Powder. This one is just pure unadulterated henna powder, and I find that, as I mentioned earlier, it gives me the most color payoff, which is what I'm looking for. After using these solo, together, and mixed with different deep conditioners, I've also found that this one is so much smoother to blend than the Henna and Aloe Mask. I mentioned to you guys earlier that my last henna treatment just 3 days ago was an utter and complete fail. This is my last bag of the Henna and Aloe Mask, and the one previous to it, I only had enough powder for one more treatment, so I decided to combine it with this one. And when I opened the other bag of this, it was just a little bit of henna mixed with some water. I don't know when I did that, but apparently I did at the moment. It made sense to me somehow, some way. But I ended up mixing that with this, and it was so hard to mix. And anytime that I have used this, whether by itself, with a deep conditioner, or with the Pro Strength, it has been so many more little granules. I just do this with a spoon to mix. It gives me a nice little arm workout. But if you want to save yourself the time and hassle, definitely a hand blender of some sort is the way to go. It was definitely a choice today to wear a white shirt, because you probably will be able to see from me moving my head and stuff, but these are the little granules that I am talking about. Hopefully this camera, oh yeah, it's picking up on it. They will not dissolve for anything. I smushed them up when I was applying this to my hair to try to make them go away. That didn't work. My shower, both of my showers actually, my shower was acting weird, and I used my best friend's shower, and his was acting even weirder the day when I rinsed this out. So I have so much henna still. You might be able to see, but I have so much henna still stuck in my hair. Next wash day is gonna be really fun, but yeah, I don't find that it rinses from my hair as well. It is a pain to mix up, and the color payoff is not as good. Let me find this little alfalfa. See if I can show you guys. It's gonna be so hard, but you guys may be able to see. Right here, it is still so light, and you probably won't be able to tell from this lighting, but half of this is like a bright orange, which is what I get more so from the Pro Strength. And then right at the root here, the Henna and Aloe Mask, which is what I used primarily during my last time I hennaed, it dyed it like a light yellow color. So at the root, it still looks pretty white. So I feel like I did all that prep for the henna, leaving it on my head forever and a day, and then that drama with rinsing it out for nothing pretty much. But at least it did a good job on my edges. I don't see any grays there. When it comes to these two, I'm just gonna stick with my Henna Pro Strength Powder, just because it really gets the job done when it comes to the color that I'm looking for, and again, it lasts a lot longer than the Henna and Aloe Mask. This is my last bag that I have of this one. I probably will use it to just do some glosses, but since my first order a year ago, Curly Proverbz has released, I think, 2 or 3 new powders. So if you guys have tried any of those other ones, let me know what you think. Although I have my color henna on lock with this one, let me know if those are really good for hair and scalp benefits that I might want to check out. Overall, I'm really happy with my henna experience. I had really been bothered by my grays for years and years, and felt kind of trapped that I wouldn't be able to ever do anything about them, since my hair doesn't like permanent dyes. My hair didn't really like Olaplex, so even going to a salon to get my grays taken care of didn't really seem like the best option for me. Plus the cost alone for the amount of hair that I had. Even I inquired with someone about like just a semi-permanent for the grays. I think they quoted me at like $200. What are you doing? So this for me has just been awesome. It covers up the grays, gives me a little bit of fun razzle dazzle with the auburn. Much more cost effective than the other methods that I looked into, so absolutely love it. As far as the health benefits to my hair and scalp, if I notice anything really substantial in the future, I will definitely let you guys know. That is everything about my full year with henna. All of my henna mixture for color is super simple with just that hot water and the powder. I'm always looking for ways to make that color a little bit more vibrant, so if you have any recipes or any tips for me, definitely share them in the comment section, because the research that I've done is so confusing, so it would be nice just to have like a one-stop shop here under this video for me to check out from you guys. And if you haven't had a positive experience with henna, I want to know that too. I think these videos are good for research purposes on both ends of the spectrum, because it took me maybe 12 years of intense research on and off for me to actually dive into henna, because I heard about the good and the bad. I had to really consider if I wanted to use henna. So if you've had a good, neutral, or bad experience with henna, or if you've never tried it before and you have your reasons, let me know also in the comment section so that we can all share information, because I think that's really important when people are researching DIYs for their hair, especially ones like henna that are permanent. Last henna was a bust. Looking forward to the next one already, because I am just shaking. I don't know if you guys will be able to see. I am raining henna on my boo right now. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. That lets YouTube know that you enjoyed this video and helps them to push it out into the algorithm for more people to discover my channel. Likewise, if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe as well. I would love to have you. As promised, I'll have the videos for how I use both these products from Curly Proverbz linked in this video, so definitely make sure to check them out. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care, everyone. Bye.